Want the refund?
Yes, sir. Because we live, baby. We live,
Guest in the house.
baby. Yeah, we're gonna stream in the guests real quick. What's good? This is Family Talk. Let's discuss it. It's your boy, the CEO. B, you got Uncle Pudge, Mr. Puppy Power. Telling
right.
Mr. Who Loves Your Baby, and Coach A pulled up on us today. What's good? And Jody Skywalker, Mr. Podcast King, is in the building. And we got a lovely guest today, ladies and gentlemen. We got a lovely guest today. Good morning. Good morning. Jody, I'm going to let you run off our lovely guest today.
I'm right, Miss Yvonne. How are you? Am I saying that right, Yvonne?
Yvonne, yes, good morning.
Yvonne, how are you doing this morning? We appreciate you coming and hang out with us this morning.
Thank you for letting me hang out with all of you. I feel special.
As you should. As you should.
I like that background. I like that background.
Absolutely. But how everybody doing today, man? What's going on with everybody this morning? This wonderful morning.
We're doing
it's early.
It's early. Yeah, we get it cracking at the top of dawn. We
have barbecue early in the morning.
Yeah, we have a family barbecue.
This the part of the barbecue where we season the meat.
Yeah, we seasoning the meat right now. We waiting for everybody to come up.
Man, you know this the leftover time. You get up this early, you eating that leftover from last night.
That's some old heads that's testing out the meat first. I done cook this rib first, and I'm gonna test it out to make sure it's good. That's what we at right
now. That's where we
at. No. I'm from the Bayou, the Deep South. The meat you had last night for dinner is what you having in the morning with some grits and some egg pond.
There you go. There you go.
That's breakfast.
That's breakfast. Yeah. That's breakfast around here.
Only black barbecue rules for breakfast. You got to have some of this real breakfast.
Absolutely.
Cookout, not barbecue.
Oh, cookout. I'm sorry.
It's a cookout.
Oh man, y'all make me want some ribs. I'm looking now.
Tell you about to pull up on somebody today for some ribs. I'm telling you about to do. But we're gonna let some people file in. Y'all know what time it is. It's mental health check time. Health check time. So 1 to 10, we're gonna let everybody spin off with their mental health because it's very important in today's society. We don't want to take it as a joke or anything like that. So we're gonna start off with the podcast king, Jody Skywalker. What's your mental health check?
For the first time, I'm on 10 today. I had 10 some orange juice, right? And I'm going to the gun range after the show. So I'm on 10 today.
Okay, bet. I'm on a 10 as well. Every time I can wake up in the morning and thank God for another lovely day, and I'm able to breathe, see, hear, and move and operate. It's always a lovely time for myself, and mentally I am good today. Uncle Pudge, where you at today?
Oh man, today at 10, man, because I get my new bed delivered today. I'm excited for that bad boy. And my cousin told me last night, I know this place that sell fried chicken wings. I'm gonna buy y'all some chicken. I'm like, oh, I'm happy now. You can buy me some chicken.
Coach A,
100, man. I'm 100. Took a day off, 2 days off, yesterday and today. Spend with the family. We got some people coming in town, so it's always good when you can take a day off from work when you've been working 7 days, 6 days a week.
You trying to get them people their tax money? You need to be working 7 days a week. They got
I be getting them their tax money. That's what I do. I'm Uncle Sam's favorite nephew, so that means I stand.
Oh yeah, because Sam's favorite nephew.
I stand in his pocket.
Oh man, Miss Yvonne, how you doing today? What's your mental health from 1 to 10?
I am doing fabulous today. I'm always on 10. If you take Coca-Cola and shake it up, and then take the top off and all that craziness that comes out, that's me every day, all day. So
I can see it. Matter of fact, I don't even need my lights. It's so bright from that side of the screen. It's so bright.
That is what's up.
If we made it through COVID and we're on top of topsoil, we're blessed. So
absolutely.
I don't take that lightly. I don't take it lightly.
Absolutely, absolutely. So with that being said, all our family members and our fans and our listeners pulling up on us, y'all make sure y'all drop that 1 to 10. We're gonna hit this intro. We're gonna be right back. Family talk. Let's discuss it. Let's go.
Good. Tell them I ain't mad. They ain't no. You know I ain't mad. If you love it, can't nobody ever take this moment from me. So nigga, while I got it, the fuck it, it's all good. It's all good.
Jimmy, do you not know that dumping the ball off to your big man gets him and motivates him?
Tell them I ain't mad if they ain't no. You know I ain't mad if you love it. Can't nobody ever take this moment from me.
I don't want no smoke over there. I heard her cut somebody out in traffic. I don't want no problem with that.
For real. I'm like, no part
I don't
of
want
that.
no problem with that.
Yes, we are back. Family talk. Let's discuss it. Let's shout out to Cree and Nick, Nate, and Jimbo that wasn't able to make it today. Y'all say a little prayer for not nothing's wrong, but we always want to pray for everybody. But say a little prayer for our brothers and our sister. They are hanging out today. But let's roll right into it, man. Let's roll right into it. CM, what you got?
Oh, Coach, you ain't got no. Hold on, Coach ain't got no news for us today.
He ain't tell me about no news. So
I got some news.
All right, well, hold on 1 second.
No.
We gotta put it up.
Hold on, Coach. Y'all know what time it is, right? Do they know what time it is? I don't think they know what time it is. They know what time it is. It's the news with the coach.
My boy, Coach.
News with the coach. Let me know,
right,
Coach.
That's right. If you standing up, sit your butt down, because Coach A got some news for you. As you know, back in the day, we used to tell people don't be lying to the police or they're going to take you to jail. Somebody should have told actor Jesse Smullet that as he declares himself innocent in a Chicago courtroom a couple Thursdays ago after he was sentenced to 150 days in jail for lying to the police. He staged a hate crime. Smullet was sentenced by Cook County Judge James Lynn to 30 months of felony probation and 150 days in the county jail. Lynn ordered Smullet to be immediately placed in custody. I am innocent. He could have said he was guilty a long time ago, but Smullet yelled that as they was taking him away. Sources say he fabricated the incident because he wanted more attention, and he got more attention from the popo. The irony is the attention he sought is probably what buried him under the 150 days in probation. You know, and that he's so famous, that's what happened. But
famous no more.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's known. He's known. And he got some hefty fines. The public seems to be worried about the attention he may get from the booty bandits in prison.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So make sure you drop a line, a comment of how you feel, if you think it was too harsh or not. And Coach A got one question for you. You gonna eat your cornbread? That's it.
Nice line from life. That's it with the news.
Hey, Coach.
Yes, sir.
He out of jail now, man. They let him out.
Yeah. The update, I forgot about that. The update is he is out of jail. What happened was his lawyer filed an appeal. And so since it was probably going to take 150 days for that appeal to even hit the court, the judge went ahead and let him post bail because he would have served his time just waiting on the appeal. So they let him post bond, and they're going to see what's going to happen. So he'll probably get out of it.
Oh, man. Let's say good morning to some of our faithfuls here. We got Carolyn and CJ. Good morning, Nick and Jimbo.
Yes. Is that Jimbo or that Jimbo's dad?
No, that's Jimbo. That's Jimbo. That's Jimbo. Okay. Good morning, fellas.
I said, good morning, fellas. But they can't hang out with us. Boy, I tell you.
Stop it. Stop all the madness. Stop the madness.
Right.
Jody, let's get into it. He trying to start some mess.
So listen, we got this week's hot topic, right?
Yes, sir.
We know we talked about, everybody's been more than aware of the war that's going on between Ukraine and Russia. You know what I'm saying? How it is, but what people haven't really been talking about is how people have been trying to leave Ukraine and go to Poland and all these other countries. Well, I recently, right, I was doing a little digging, and I did a little research, and I seen that a lot of people from Poland were upset that a lot of people from Ukraine couldn't get into the country because Poland was like, well, hold up, we can't take everybody right now. But I also seen an interview where this dude, right, was boohoo crying, right? This Ukrainian dude was boohoo crying because he couldn't get his family into Poland. And he said, and this is why the subject comes from, he said, they're acting like we're not good Christian folks. Look at my hair. Look at my eyes. I deserve to be here. You're treating me like I'm some type of African refugee. And now that struck me in a point that was like, well, what the hell are you trying to say here, bucko? You're treating me like so. I want to talk about the difference in treatment of the African refugees who are trying to leave Russia and go to Poland versus the Ukrainian refugees that are trying, because they're all refugees. And I want to talk about the difference in treatment of basically Black people trying to leave that country versus the white people that are trying to leave that country, because it's a problem. So let's discuss it.
Let's discuss it. Well, what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on it, Jody? Let's start with you, Jody. What is your thoughts?
I mean, it's a very apparent when like, oh, when we as Black people get told we're making up like racist scenarios and we're making things worse. I'm like, well, this is a very adamant effect of what happens when people start to tell their truth. And what I really want to put in the comments is people like, I understand his pain. So I definitely put in the comments on Facebook. I'm like, hey, your racism is showing. You might want to cover that back up. That racism is starting to show when you are literally upset that it's almost like, oh no, we're crying because we're getting treated like Black people. Like, oh, I thought we weren't treated that bad. So why are you upset that you're getting treated like us? Why are you upset that the Syrian refugees can't get in, like, can't get into this country, you're getting treated like them. We're getting treated like Syrian refugees. I'm like, oh, why does that bother you? You saying Syrian refugees get treated badly? So are you saying that Black people are kind of second-class citizens in a lot of areas in this world still? Like, do you or we're still making this up? Because like I said, a lot of the times we're told we're making this up, we're over-exaggerating, we're our own biggest problem. But it's just like, but you getting treated like us for once, and you literally sitting on national TV crying. I was like, the proof is in the pudding, and there you have it right there in this interview. So that's how.
Well, Jody. That's pretty impressive, brother. That's pretty impressive. Hey, I gotta. Hey, when he right. I gotta agree with him. When he right, you right. Miss Yvonne, what you got for us?
Oh, I'm so glad. I was sitting here chomping at the bit. I was like, who's going next? Jody, yes, and again, yes. I love the fact that we're good Christians. You see my hair, you see my skin color, stating that people of another color aren't good Christians. I'm sorry. Right. If we're believing in Christianity, there's one Christ and there's one heaven. There's not going to be a heaven for y'all because you're white or European and another heaven for us. Okay, let's get that out the way. Right. Number 2, yes, you are getting treated like this because Russia ain't caring. Ukraine ain't caring. Poland ain't caring. There's a problem. And you're getting treated as a problem. And you feel because you have had this privilege, same thing in America, this privilege, you shouldn't be treated as a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I can't get me and my family into Poland. I should. So as I stand there behind him with my family, and they tell me, oh, no, Yvonne, well, my name would probably be something else. I'm Ukraine or Poland, but no, Yvonne, you and your family can't go. Why? Because you're African. So if he got let in front of me, he would look back and say, oh, my poor Christian sister, I'm going to pray for you. you know. And here it is. No, my poor Christian sister, I'm not going to pray for you. We all on this side of the fence, okay? Ain't nobody getting in. And this time, your European privilege doesn't work for you. And they can't take that. They can't take it.
Hey, when you're right, you're right. I mean,
they can't.
Coach A, they kind of got it for me, Coach A.
Yeah, well, I mean, a couple things. Number one, just because somebody on the outside looking at our situation doesn't particularly make them racist. That's just their perception of what they're seeing. And obviously there's a lot, of us that's telling other people that, we're in a racist country and people racist. So naturally, the people on the outside is going to feel that same way because that's what they see or that's what they hear all the time. So, I mean, I can't particularly say if the person is racist or not. Obviously, there is an issue there, with his perception of what's going on. It is a shame, the whole situation. I haven't really read much on it, researched it, because it's just, a bad situation all around, period. Bad situation all around, period. But however, I don't think it doesn't prove anything. It just proves that the world is what it is. There's good people and there's bad people. There's racist people. There's, people that's not racist, and people have formulated their own opinion based on information that they received. It's never based on their own personal research and what the actual truth is always based on what other people has been teaching them or what they've been seeing. And that's what I think makes the world a bit challenging, is because we all feel like our opinions is right. No matter what it is, whenever we say our opinion, we feel like it's the Bible from our perspective. And from our perspective, it is. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's the same perspective of other people, and it doesn't make it right for other people as well. So, but I don't know much about the situation, so that's just my take on it.
Now, I will give some clarity. Like, I didn't really see what his situation was. I just happened to catch somebody, and he was doing an interview on a Ukrainian news station. Mm-hmm. And so I just happened to catch it where he was just sitting there complaining about how he thought it was messed up that he couldn't get into Poland to get away from all the stuff that was going on in Ukraine, which again, I understood. I'm like, okay, he's upset because he can't get into Poland. But what really struck out for me was when he said, my hair, my eyes, we're getting treated African. That's what really struck out for me. I'm just like, well, I'll be damn. I said, hold up a minute.
And what he was trying to do, trying to strike a nerve.
He struck it.
He struck it.
He struck it.
He struck it because what I really took away from that whole interview was like, bro, again, we as Black people are always told we're our own biggest enemies. We're over exaggerating. We just got to do better as a people. We just we're always talking about it's us. That's the problem. But it's like, hold on. So if we are our own biggest problem, then we can fix it. So you mean to tell me you getting treated like the rest of us get treated? All of a sudden, now you sitting on TV crying. Grown man sitting there crying. I said, oh, damn, getting treated like a Black person for a few minutes. And now you sitting there crying. Now you know how it feels to be denied access. Now you know how it feels to be as a second-class citizen. Because it's not just him, it's his family. Your family is in danger. Well, welcome to how we had to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to what we still have to deal with it. Welcome to a world where Black mothers have to fear for their sons playing basketball at a court.
Here we go.
Let me deal with it. So, and that was my perspective on it. It was like, welcome to our world, buddy. You be all right, though. You got it.
You so will be all right.
Racism is about power, and we've never seen people of color in power. So when he said, what I felt when he said, well, you're treating me like I'm an African, because people of his color are always in power. We as people of color can be prejudiced. We're not in power to be racist. We can't oppress someone. We can't depress someone. And so him feeling that he was oppressed and depressed, he wasn't happy with that because he has been enjoying the fruits of his skin color.
Uncle Pudge.
What's happening, man? Let us know. First of all, I didn't know there was black people in Russia. In Ukraine. I like it look like it's too cold for black people to live there, man. But now that I know, I have educated. But y'all are right, man. I guess Ken with the good hair, you know, he wanted to roll in and say, "Look at my hair." The hell that mean? Black people got good hair too. You know, that hair don't mean nothing. You know, it's like he went to the store and his white privilege card got declined. He swiped it, that my insufficient funds. You know, like
and was surprised about it. And was surprised about it.
It was shocked, like, wait a minute, hold on. Like, no, dude, you just can't, you know, play, oh, look at my hair, look at my eyes. Let us in, we cool. No, man, you gotta sit your butt there. Matter of fact, go grab a rifle or something. Make the situation better. Because all I've been seeing, is all these people, famous people. The Klitschko, one of the Klitschko brothers, he armed himself and he in there fighting for his country. I'm like, wow. Now that man, a worldwide famous boxer. You know, he in there fighting. It's real crazy though, man. It's like Jody said. You know, we always been told, you know, this, that, and the other. This happened a long time ago. Move forward. Y'all imagining stuff. The world is a much different, better place. You know, why are you holding on to the past? Like, nah, man, it's still happening. Because you got to taste, you know, you got a dose of our reality. You know what I'm saying? Couldn't even handle it. Couple of hours of it, and he couldn't even handle it. Now imagine hundreds of years of it. He probably killed himself, man. You know, it's crazy, but yeah, man, it's not really too much you can say. Welcome to the world, baby.
Welcome to today's society. Well, thank you for that hot topic, Jody. That was I liked that hot topic. But let's move on into it. Say good morning to some people that pulled in up on us while we're in the middle of that. Good morning, Jericho. Chris,
yeah.
Kashia. Yep. Good morning to all y'all and everybody that's watching. Before we move into our topic, we love that the family like and subscribe. If Nick was hearing the words of Nick, throw an emoji up there so we can see that you love us. Hey, if you see, you put a mad emoji up there. Something we said that upset you, put it up there so we know we upset you.
Rhea, what's up, Rhea?
Good morning, Rhea. Good morning, Rhea. But Jody, man, let's run it, man. Let's get into that first one.
So this was inspired by my boy Brandon, right?
Yes, sir.
So,
yes, sir.
Well, hey, you ever had your boss tell you to do something, but it was heavily implied? Like, hey, it would behoove you, right? I would like for you to do this right here. That's
right.
What he's like, you know, he was like, Jody, maybe this should be a topic that's heavily implied.
Here's a good idea. Here's a good idea.
Heavily implied. So I listened. So
yeah,
we want to talk about, should you leave your kids money or assets when you pass away?
And I'm gonna run off on this one because I told them because we actually talked about it after the show last week. I told them I don't want to leave them nothing, but I had a change of heart. I did have a change of heart. But let me explain what I meant by what I didn't want to leave them nothing. I didn't want to leave them physical money that when I pass away, Lord forbid, that's not anytime soon. But when I pass away, they just are just gonna run off with what everything that I work for. And I made the comment. I think Jimmy was on when I made that comment. It was like I was like, I don't want to just give it to them. I want them to see how it is about working and going through the mud. And Jimmy's like, well, you don't really want your children to get it out the mud like you did. And that hit me a little bit. And this is why I changed my thought, because I know Uncle Pudge mentioned something about putting money into a trust. So with that being said, as far as me leaving money for them, I would put it in a trust and let them live off interest. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to just have my kids struggling like I struggled coming up. You know what I'm saying? I want to break a generational curse. So like I said, my initial thought was, I'm not leaving them a dime. I'm not leaving nothing. I'm going to spend everything I need to spend while I'm on here on this earth. Whatever's left, hey, I can't do nothing with it, and y'all figure it out. You know what I'm saying? But that was my thought. But as we, yeah, I was laughing too, Coach. As we talked about it a little bit, and I got a little bit of more clarity, and I got some education on it a little bit. I believe in a trust. I believe something to help them invest into something, or at least some money to help them open up a business or something that can continue making money for them. Because that's one thing I wouldn't want to do is just leave them behind and having them struggle. And I actually thought about that. I wouldn't want to leave my children behind and have them struggle. And that was my thought on it. That's why I wanted to talk about it, to see everybody else's opinion upon that. I'm at the point now where I wasn't leaving them nothing, but now I'm leaving them something to help them out. So let me know what y'all think about the leaving of the assets to your children.
I got you back, right? I got you back. So
hit me up, Jody.
So and we talked about this after the show last week, and I said, and I gave Brandon a good suggestion because, like I said, when I recently talked to Brandon about my idiotic ass nephew and his blowing through his tax money so fast. So if it was something like that, because not every kid is going to be like financially responsible, right? We can teach them all the financial ways, but it's up to that kid to make that decision about right choices. So for me, it would have to depend on where my kid's head is at versus how would I want you to receive these funds. Because if I feel like you just straight up screw up and you're going to get this money and live your best life for a couple months, then I'm with Brandon. I'm not giving you a dime. You're going to be mad at me when you sit down with the lawyer and you think you're going to cut that check and he hand you a piece of paper to sign it, right? Yeah, you have to pay for sign it, and you see the letters 401k on that mug. You're gonna be mad as hell when 401k on that mug. You're gonna be mad as hell when you got $100,000 sitting in an account that you can't touch till you 65. Mad as hell, but it's okay though. It's okay. You got some. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like it definitely just depends on where that child's head is at versus what I'm gonna give you. Now, like I told B said the same thing. And this is one of the things I told B when we did have the discussion. I was like, well, what if his head is in a very great place? Like, what if he's out trying to do his own business, or he's like trying to do this and that and the third? I feel like if you would trust him, it's like if I gave him this money now, he would do something smart with it. So it was like, okay, you can give him that money now. And that's my suggestion to B was this. I'm not saying that I understand what you're saying because you don't want it to be hand fed, silver spoon kids. But it's like you got to gauge where your kid's head is at versus how I'm gonna give you this money. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to leave you with something so you can have a little bit easier life. But I don't want to make you I don't want to give you money to enable like you being a dumbass with my money. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not about to go throw rims, and jewelry and crap like that with more money because I gave it to you and you passed away and you could have done something more with it. So for me, I backed B up on I wouldn't want to give it to like my dumbass kid. I wouldn't give I wouldn't give my nephew a dime. 401k, my brother.
Yeah. And another one of my points was, and this is what I was trying to get everybody to understand, is like while I'm here on this earth, I feel like I'm the biggest. I feel like knowledge is the biggest. It outweighs money. And if I can help my child understand business, if I can help my child understand finances while I'm here on the earth, I felt like that was the biggest thing rather than just saying, okay, let me work all my life and then leave y'all money when I die. That was my big thing. I feel like my children should use me as I'm here, and I'm going to use myself and be a way of reach to my children while I'm here. That way, when they're older, they have that. Now, how they deal with it, I can't direct on how they run their lives when I'm gone. I can't do that. Obviously, I can't do that. But if I can help with some type of knowledge, I feel that outweighs more than just leaving money for them to do something with. Coach, you keep smiling, man. Why you keep smiling?
The comments, they asked, when is Jody gonna have a child?
Jody he don't need kids because he got about 100 nieces and nephews. Exactly. So he don't need kids. But Miss Yvonne, tell us your opinion about this. Tell us your opinion.
Well, I'm gonna come in hot with comedy because that's who I am, and then I'll come behind it with the sin. Hell no. My daughter blow through money like a stealth bomber. No. I only got one child. No. But no, on the serious note, and if she watching or she see it later, she's gonna be like, I hate the fact she always says that. But she does. She has no concept of money. She has 2 kids. And I'm like, what about a rainy day? You know, that's what I was always raised, a rainy day. You know, I wasn't raised to understand generational wealth. And I live on Long Island, New York. And further you go out east, you run into people that have cash. And I sat down with a multimillionaire one time, and he talked about generational wealth. And Sag Harbor has, Black wealthy families. A lot of people don't know that. And he talked about how if you have $100, you take half and you put 50 in the bank and you still have 50 in your hand. You take half of that 50 and you put 25 into some type of investment like stocks, bonds, trusts. And then out of the 25 that you have in your hand, you take $5 and you put that in savings. So now you have $15 to do what you need with, which he's saying that 15% basically is everything that you need to work with for that month, or that until your next paycheck. And I thought about that. And he said the first 50 that you save, you never touch. So that money just sits there. And that's the reason why they call it old money, because that money has been there for generations and generations and generations and generations. It has, interest on it. It ain't never going to run out. We as people of color, we weren't taught generational wealth because we didn't have that type of money. And when we received that type of money, we didn't get that type of training. So to answer your question, I like what Jody said. You don't get it till you 65, but hopefully my daughter will, start looking at money differently. And I say yes. And I want to teach her that concept of making sure there's money there for her. There's money there for her kids. There's money there for her kids, her kids, kids. At least 10 generations, we have money. We have something to fall back on. Because living payday to payday, that is absolutely worn out by now. Mm-hmm. I was talking to that person and he was like, living payday to payday, what are you talking about? He couldn't even understand the concept. Because he was so used to putting money away, saving money, and knowing that he had money. So I say yes. I say leave them some money, but leave them the education of how to save it, how to invest it, and how to spend it.
My point. Love it.
I love Miss Yvonne. This is what you do, right? After the show, you hit me up and you give me your daughter's name. And you see that man sitting above you right there? That beautiful striped shirt? That's the money man right there. She want any financial stuff. He gonna have a podcast this Thursday Impact, and he always talking about financials, how to keep your money straight. Put a link to his podcast up there. That brother Coach,
I would love to. She ain't trying to hear it. She ain't trying to hear it.
That man right there will affirmate. He will affirmate, right? The financial responsibility that she needs. That's the money man right here. Matter of fact, Coach, we want to hear what you got to say. What are you leaving God's favorite child?
God's favorite baby. Yeah. What are you leaving God's favorite baby?
God's favorite baby.
Before I tell you this, I'm gonna quote the wisest man that ever set foot in the world, and this was King Solomon. And he says, "A good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children." Not his kids, the first kids, his children's children. That's what a good man does. And so 2 things present themselves. Number one, that you are putting yourself in position to get that wealth. That in itself is a blessing alone, that you're putting yourself in position to be able to leave money to your kids and your kids' kids. That's definitely good. And then number 2, obviously, is that being able to help your family. Because, as Miss Yvonne said it, obviously, if you have $100 and you put 50 away and you split the other 50 between your investments and stuff like that, that's a good thing to do. But what if your bills is $200? So that's the issue that we run into, is that a lot of our bills we're already behind. So we got $100, but our bills is $250. And so we really don't ever put ourselves in a position to be able to split it like we should. Some of the people was born into that wealth. They was born into it. They know how to manage it. So it's easy. They've been splitting the money and they've been, doing good all this time. So it's easy for them to take $50 and put it away. But what about the people that was born into poverty and they haven't had it? So it's a lot difficult for them. But however, that is the strategy, is to be able to put yourself in position to gain it. So yeah, definitely, I believe we should be leaving. I used to feel the same way B did, like, yo, I got it, I'm gonna spend it. I ain't leaving nothing for. Wasn't even gonna pay for insurance. I ain't even gonna, I don't what I need life insurance for. If I'm gone, yeah, y'all figure it out what to do with the body. For real, I'm serious. That's how I used to feel. Like, it ain't gonna be my problem. It ain't gonna be my problem. I'm gonna be at the party.
You're gonna be at the party.
But then, after learning that, it's just part of being a good dad, being a good man, is making sure that your business is taken care of and your family is taken care of, even long after you're gone. So the key is, how do we get to that point? So I believe in definitely leaving an inheritance. And Jody, you made some good points about making sure that the kids are ready for it, because they could just blow through it. So part of that is up to us to teach them at an early age. We have to teach them at a real early age. Sometimes we bypass that time. And so when they get to be teens, they didn't already have a mindset, and it's hard to change a teen's mindset. You have to start young. That's why I'm
start at that sponge stage where they absorbing everything. You got to start at that stage.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you don't, you might have a son or a daughter that all they looking for is big rims and video games, and they're gonna blow through it quick. But ironically, Jody, you say holding it till you 65, like 401k, which they're changing the limit. So they're changing the age limit now.
Yeah, they is changing the age on that.
You can't get it at 65 no more. You got to go up to like 67 or 68, somewhere around that always changes. They always changing it. But however, what's ironic is that most people, like average people, they don't really start making money until they're over their 50s, because their mindset changes. Their whole thought pattern changes, and they begin to make the money during that short period of time. Like, most millionaires came, from the age of 50 and older. Of course, now in this young age is different because we have so much technology and it's a lot easier, But I just think that's ironic. But yeah, man, leaving some money. I plan on leaving money for my kids and my kids' kids, and and anybody else.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave. So I'm gonna leave something. I had a change of heart after I talked with her, but I did have a change of heart, and I don't want to see my kids struggle. But we're gonna let Uncle Pudge close us out, because we know he had some points too. I thought of the trust thing and what he talked about last week. So go ahead and close us out a little bit.
Well, it starts by knowing your kids.
Yeah.
And I'm always having financial topic discussions with my kids. And it's not even me bringing it up. It's them. They bring it up.
That's good. That's good, though. Oh, we lost Uncle Pudge. He was about to go into it, but we lost Uncle Pudge.
He was about to cook up.
He was about to cook a little bit.
I got to help Jody find a wife.
Just here because to help Jody find a wife. No.
Yeah.
No, don't help Jody. He know what he doing. He doing what he doing on purpose.
That's why he need help. That's why he need help.
He said that's why he need help. We gonna.
That's why I'll be talking to moms like Miss Yvonne, like, oh, she spend money like that. Oh, nah, that's red flag.
See, there you go.
I can deal with the two kids. You know what I'm saying? It's the money spending for me.
Say that again. Can you say that again for the sisters that was walking their dog and just came in now.
The 2 kids are not the problem. It's the blowing through money for me.
Oh,
All right, my bad, man. The government want to shut me down.
That's not they can't shut us down, brother. Keep going.
I know, but yeah, like I said, my youngest, Tristan, if I give him $20, he like me. He looking at stuff, prices. He like, I'm gonna spend just a little bit right here. I'm gonna save some because I might want something later. I'm like, yeah, that's the mindset. My oldest, Elijah, oh, he that rapper type. He want the chains, he want the spinners. I'm like, oh man, this dude gonna blow. He missed a flash. Now my daughter, she's straight a Viking. She want to pillage my pockets. Like,
oh boy.
She want to spend all my money. She don't care. She like, Dad, you got money, let's spend it. I'm like, hold on. What about Dad? She's like, you give me your money. I was like, what I'm gonna live off of? She said, you'll figure it out. I'm like, damn.
Good point, T.
I'm like, man, so when I think about leaving money, because I always thinking about this too. Like, what am I gonna leave my kids? What type of legacy will I leave behind? You know, I want to leave them money, but like I told you last week, I set it up in a trust. The way I want to set it up is like, I'm gonna turn my family into a board. You know, like everybody got a seat at the board. Moves can be made. You know, we got a CEO and CFO. You know, no one person can be in charge of it. So I don't want them to blow it. You know, like, oh man, did somebody blew it, messed up all the money? Now ain't nobody got no money. And we go right back to square one. I wanted to build. I teach them like about building money, how to make your money, investments and stuff like that. Because, you know, when I came up, you know, that stuff wasn't talked about in our communities. You know, investments and how to grow money. It was go to high school, graduate, get a job. That's it.
Get your own money.
Right, get a job. Okay, we get a job, then what we do with that money? Pay your bills. You know, that's it. That was all we was taught coming up. But now with all this information at our fingertips, it's incumbent upon us to give our kids what we wasn't given. You know, take it a step further. Graduate, go to college, get you an education, make some money. Now take that money and make it grow for yourself. You know, have a financial plan, because waiting till you 65, hell, you might not live to see 65.
You might not make it. Yeah.
Right. So
then it goes to their kids.
Right. And then you made all that money, you know, and you got that money sitting there. Now nobody gets it. So the plan is for early retirement. You know, you 45, 30, whatever age you want to figure you want to retire. That's the goal, work towards it. So I want my kids to be able to kick back and relax. I put in the work. I broke my back so y'all can have something, so your kids can have something. Yeah. You know, so that's the way I look at it.
I understand it.
That's good. And even at the least, insurance, you know.
Yeah.
Life insurance. If you don't have a big business or, you know, anything like that, then at the least you can set up where you're paying on life insurance so that if something happened to you, that you can give your family a boost that way. For sure.
Yeah.
Absolute. Great conversation, y'all. Great conversation. Great comments. Sam, don't get Jody started on that 1,400 miles.
Hey, that sounds like some inside joke right there, man.
No, it's not inside. We all know when Jody started talking about the way me and Sam got together, he gets passionate about it, and I'm like, man, I don't want to hear it.
I know. I thought maybe there was somebody else.
Nah, next time I want to hear Jody talk about that is at my wedding. That's the next time.
And that's the first thing out my mouth when I get the mic. Hey, you know, these two inspire me.
Yeah, we gonna leave it at
Inspired.
that. We gonna leave it at that. But Jody, what we got on next, man?
So our next topic of the morning is, since we talked about the leaving your kids money thing, right?
Yes,
One thing that I hate, and I might speak with a little passion on this subject, is after your kid turns 18, do you tell them to get out? or you let them stay, right? I'm gonna go first because I'm gonna speak with some passion behind this.
Oh, here we go. Here we go, Coach.
Yeah.
I
Tuesday edition.
absolutely hate that ghetto ass, broke ass mindset. It's like your child is 18 just because the government has officially declared you adult. Your child is just as dumb shit as they was 2, maybe 3 years ago. Literally, have you ever seen an 18-year-old hang out with a 15-year-old? Especially boys. They're on the same wavelength. Okay? They just as dumb as shit as they was 3 years ago. They are not mature. Stop sending your kids out into the world just because they're 18. That doesn't mean a damn thing. It takes children, especially boys, years to finally grasp the concept of adulthood. Some boys are special. We got it. Some boys gravitate towards it a little quicker than others. But for the most part, all of us, when we were 18, 19, 20, we're probably dumb as shit and probably still need to be under our parents' guidance because we didn't have a clue. And it's like, stop sending your kids out in the world to suffer and struggle. Because when you kick your kid out at 18, you're not giving them an opportunity to thrive. You're just putting them in survival mode. That's why they're okay working at Walmart for $13 an hour, working 50 hours a week because they're in survival mode. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the ghettoest shit I've ever seen. And especially with our black and our brown people. Like, give your kids a chance. And if you want to talk about like success, well, you know, I had a conversation with one of the people at work. This girl said she was 29 years old before she left home. She was like, I had an 800 credit score. I had about 40, 50 grand in the bank, right? I had my whole life. She's like, literally by the time I got my first house with my husband, we dropped like 80 grand on the down payment so we can have smaller payments. I had a car paid off. I had a whole idea what I want to do for my life, and all because my parents let me stay home and save money. Especially, and I don't want to make this a race thing, but I'm going to do it. Damn it, I don't care. Dear black people, okay? Dear black people, stop kicking your kids out because you're over them. It's like the reason why kids move out is because as black parents, you want to be so overbearing. It's my house, my rules. Well, guess what? If your kid is staying home and helping you pay mortgage, helping you pay light bills, helping you pay, cable bills, guess what? Your kid now has a little bit of say so. Because what we tell our kids all the time, you want some say so, you need to put some money in it. Guess what? Your kids start putting some money in, and you want to still treat them like a kid. So therefore, that kid doesn't want to be there. We've been so suppressed by our overbearing ass parents that we don't want to be home. So you got a lot of kids that haul ass. No.
Jody, I want to know what parent is kicking a kid out that's helping them with the bills. What black parent?
A lot of them, because you don't want to listen. You don't want to listen to my rules.
Right.
It's a power thing. It's a straight up power thing. And it's just like, we have to stop doing that to our kids because our kids need an opportunity to grow up. And we talk about how bad, we just had a conversation about how bad our kids are with money. How do you expect them to get better with money when the only mindset is I work so I can pay bills, so I can survive, so I don't have to go home? I see so many young people in their like late teens and early 20s. Their only thing is I will work 5 jobs so I don't have to go back home. That is their mindset. I don't want to depend on nobody. They're not thinking about thriving. They're not thinking about investing. They're not thinking about insurance or leaving a will and nothing like we just talked about, right? They're just, I just got to get away from my parents, or my parents kick me out, so I can't go back home. It is as people, we need to do best, right? Dear black people, we need to freaking do better. Okay. We need to do better.
Okay, Jody. Jody ran off for a second there. Boy. I thought he was a CEO for a second. I thought I was going to disagree with him, but I don't disagree with him. I don't disagree. I don't believe in parents kicking children out at 18. Now, if that child is ready to go and they feel like they're ready, then let that child go. Let them explore out here in the world. But if that child isn't ready, I don't believe in kicking them out. I know when I moved out of my mother's house, I was 19. I felt like I was ready. I felt like everything she's taught me about, living and how to handle my finances and all this type of stuff, I felt like I was ready. And I moved out when I was 19. I'm 34 now. Now, there's been times I had to come back because I struggled with some things. You know what I'm saying? There she was to help me get through that struggle, and I left again. You know what I'm saying? So as far as the question that Jody put up, as far as kicking kids out when they're 18, no, they're still developing. Their minds are still developing, especially being an adult. They're just because the government said they're technically an adult, some of their minds aren't adult minds. You know what I'm saying? I know they say, you know, you go through your struggles in your 20s and you really start to get it in your 30s type deal, but some people aren't as great. I'm not gonna say grateful. Some people don't get it as fast as others. You know what I'm saying? So as far as me and my kids, I'm not kicking them out if they need to stay until they 29, like Jody said. Hey, stay until they 29. I'm not that. Don't get it twisted. I'm not going to take care of you. You 29 years old. You have some type of independence. You know what I'm saying? Some type of independence. You pay a bill or something. You know what I'm saying? Hand me $20 a month or something like that. I can take care of my bills, but hand me something to let me know you want to help out a little bit. But as far as kicking kids out when they was 18, I really don't believe in that. I really don't. I look at my kids and I look at my kids now like, how can I kick them out in the 18 and they don't know what to do? You know what I'm saying? And they don't know how to handle themselves out here financially. How can I do that? And my roof is going to always be open, even if they do leave. If they need to come back, my roof is always going to be, not roof, but my door is going to always be open. And they can come back. And if they need guidance, I'm going to be here for guidance. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thing. That's my.
But Teresa made a great point. It's a kid by kid situation. So I know y'all feel very, very strong about, you know, not kicking them out at 18, but some of these kids is bad.
Yeah.
Police, they're gonna have the police at your house. All they want to do is smoke all day. They're not cleaning up. They got
different.
They got all these different friends that you don't know coming by. You don't have your house cased up, stuff missing. Please.
He said stuff missing. Yeah, that's what I'm not gonna happen because we had to
keep that same energy when you got one of these thugs at 18 and that's all he doing is pants hanging off and he ain't doing nothing. He not helping. He not bringing in no money. He can't keep a job. He arguing with you, eating up all your Cheerios. You come home and the Cheerios gone, right? You come home from work all day and you want to get a nice little snack and it's gone. Like, yo, where the Cheerios at? My bad. Why don't you stop by the store and get some?
Is there honey nut Cheerios? Because I don't see no 18 Cheerios, bro.
They're gonna eat whatever's in the house. Cheerios, bread. Everything's gonna be gone, man. Are you kidding? Some of these kids don't care. You know, some of these kids, I'm telling you. So it's a kid by kid basis.
So let me ask this, Coach, before we move on to somebody, because I know you got 4 older daughters, right?
Older, yeah.
Okay, so how was that situation when they moved out of your house, or you know, I don't know y'all situation with y'all kids, but how was that situation when they moved out and went on their own?
Well, our situation is different because obviously when me and the mom separated, they was with their mom majority of the time. And then they end up staying in the apartment as they got 18, and then their mom moved from there. So I had a couple of them that was struggling at one point, and they wanted to, you know, move in with me. So I was like, fine, you know, because my kids they're good. I got good kids. So I do have one that's questionable. I don't know.
He said I got one that's questionable.
I don't know, but you know, I was strict with them, so I know how they are. So I trust them. And so, yeah, but but I've met families and met kids that they just don't trust their kids. Like, you know, if I'm gone, you know, the house would be tore up or they had parties or all kind of stuff. And so, but I will, because recently, like about a year or so ago, my daughter said she wanted to move back in with me. And so, you know, we do have a guest room. So I was like, dang, okay. So I was like, okay. So we was getting ready, but she never came. She ended up, you know, staying with her. She went to stay with her grandmother and stuff. So, which is because I have a strict house. You know, I have a strict house. You know, obviously it's different So, but and then my son did the same thing. He told me he was like, "Well, Dad, I want to come stay with you," because him and his girlfriend was arguing or whatnot. And again, I was like, "Dang, okay." you know. But
You saying dang, but you still let them in.
because like I said, it's space. When it comes to, we like our space and stuff like that, and you get used to just you and your wife, and now we got the new baby, and now we got to rearrange everything, and we're gonna have to get more food, and all the bills are gonna go up, and all this other stuff, and they might not be ready to contribute right then. They got to get on their feet, so you prepare for it. But like I said again, kid per kid basis, they're good kids, so they were welcome here. Even my wife was like, yeah, that's fine, let's clean up the room and dress up so they can stay. But he ended up doing something different, so it was a relief. I ain't gonna lie, it was a relief because he never ended up coming. But I feel that situation, and I have had, I've even had a goddaughter. She was going through college. She had needed a place to stay at the time, and she came and stayed with us for a while. So I've been there, but again, it's a kid per kid basis. Because if you bad, the door is closed. I'll be like, nope. I'll be like, man, that's messed up. Hey, you talk to your cousin or your uncle?
Miss Yvonne, we know you got. Tell us what's up.
I kicked out. No, I'm only kidding. I had to, but when she was older. But at 12 years old, are we teaching our children what it is to be responsible?
Yeah.
At 15, are we teaching our children now that we started at 12? Okay, this is what you have to do for your rent every month. This is what you have to do for your light bill every month. Okay, this is what you have to do if you're working. All right. And at 18, I don't know where that number came from, but we have lived on that number 18 forever. But when you're 18, you getting out. And when I'm 18, I'm getting out, that type of thing. You can't even drink legally in this country until you're 21.
Actually, you can't even buy cigarettes anymore. They up the age to 21, by the way.
Thank you. And I'm with Jody. At 18 years old, I was nowhere near ready. Nowhere near ready. I entered college. I wasn't even ready for college. I didn't even sign up for college until August. Okay. So I wasn't ready. Someone put in the chat, kick them out, let them experience things, let them go to college. I stayed home because I wasn't ready. I just wasn't ready. You send a kid to college, and that's a wonderful thing, and they leave your home and they're not ready. You just wasted 1 year's tuition. I don't know about anybody else, but I wouldn't have $10,000 to spend on a kid that needed to take their butt to community college. If we're going to start saying that at 18 our children need to be out, then we need at 12 years old to start preparing them for the real world. We're not prepared. We're not prepared. And I have to say, my white counterparts, that's right. Their family says, oh, you have your degree. Okay, come home, work, save some money, and then you can get out.
They do that.
Right. We said, oh, you got your degree? Good. My mortgage is, and I'm going to need you to pay half of that. We go into give me mode instead of, okay, I'm going to help you. I've even had a young black woman that I've worked, young white woman that I've worked with said, why do you kick your children out? Why don't you help them? And you have to think about the question, then you have to think about what your answer is going to be, because in the communities of color, we're so predicated on 18, you out. You out. You going to college, you getting a job, you're doing something, but your exit date is your 18th birthday.
It's not right, though. It's not right.
No, absolutely not. We need to start looking at. But I'm also with Coach now. If you're not doing what you're supposed to do, you need to get out. I used to tell my daughter all the time, You know, if your breasts aren't as big as mine, then I'm the one that has the say in here.
Okay.
Your breasts became bigger than mine, and I
I like it.
that.
Hey, I like it.
What if
Like-
she gets some implants?
Well, they just grew naturally, so I had to, because I'm short in stature. I'm 5'3.5". I'm taking that half. My daughter's been 5'10" since she's been about 11. So I had to bring something to let her know I got the power. But there have been times, that she's lost her mental senses, and hey, you gotta go, because and I'm with you also. My door is open. Right now my door is not open because I'm a woman of a certain age and I live in a beautiful senior community, and they ain't letting your booty in here with them kids, so I'm free.
I know
But she's 36. So if I didn't teach her anything up until now that she was able to grab,
Let's hook her up with Jody.
No,
Yeah, she can't say no money.
Said.
Hey, she can't say no money. Nah, I'm good.
Jody said I ain't taking care of her. Jody said drop the kids off and you keep moving.
Hey, she about 100% right. Like, hey, I'm cool with the kids. The kids, you know what I'm saying? They be like, the kids can come over and do whatever. What you finna do? You finna go to work? You
like, hey, but look, let me interject this point real quick. We in our American society created this confusion, this 18 years, the adolescent ages and all this stuff. We created this confusion based on how we live. Like, when the structure was a lot simpler, like when you lived on the farm and you woke up and you knew exactly what you had to do, it was easy to teach your kids. Your kids knew what to do at a young age, 10, 12. They knew exactly what to do. And it was easy then. But as you get older, there's so many choices and there's so many things out there. That's what makes it more confusing for an 18-year-old, because they don't know what do I go to Walmart? Do I go to Bell's outlet store or distribution store? Do I do this? Do I do that? Do I go to college? There's so many things that they have to choose from. That's what makes it difficult. But because if you think about it, back in the days, 12, 15-year-old, they was groomed to be mothers. So they knew exactly what they had to do. You know what I'm saying? And the boys was groomed to be workers and providers, and they knew exactly what they had to do. So we created this stage. 12-year-old, not to disagree with you, but 12-year-old is way late to start teaching your kids stuff. It's way too late. They already have influence from their friends and the schools and the media and all this other stuff. That's just fighting age. You have to start when that kid is like almost 5, 6 years old. You got to, when he's organizing toys, you got to give him a message through organizing his toys and all this other stuff. Okay, whenever you get this, make sure you put this here because you want to have that later, or you do this. You have to start super young because it's just, the way it is. So I got to go, fellas. I got people coming in town, so I really appreciate always. Miss
Always,
Yvonne.
Coach. Always.
Miss Yvonne, it was so nice talking with you and having you on the show. The rest of you guys, y'all know what it is. I love you guys and all the people that's tuned in.
Love you too, man. We'll
and I'm not gonna hit the wrong button. I got y'all.
Hey, don't cut us off, man. You and Telly were just cutting us off. Don't cut us off.
Man, I just did it once.
We'll never let you live it down.
We're gonna let you live it down.
I feel you.
Uncle Pudge, we know you've been sitting in the winds.
Yeah. Putting your kids out at 18, man. Let me tell you something. I'm going to touch on what Coach A just said.
Okay.
In my household, my education started when I was 2. When they can understand yes and no, that's when the education starts.
Okay.
You got 18 years to groom their kid, to prepare them for what's out there. Because let's be honest, we can control a lot of things within our walls, to make sure that kid, don't see certain things, experience certain things. But once they're out there in that world, the world ain't going to care about whatever. They got to learn how to deal with it. They're gonna have to deal with it. And I think what people get it twisted is you saying get out at 18, like get out and never show your face again. No. In my house, my mom, she always told us, my door is always open. If you get out there, when you get out there, if you fall down, you're able to come back home. And we're going to reset this thing and we're going to figure it out.
Yeah.
Where we went wrong at, we're going to fix that. And then now you back out there again. Stay as long as you need, but you got to have a plan. And I grew up with that I grew up with that mindset of, I got these tools in my toolbox. My mama gave me the tools. Because when I turned 18, I'll be honest with you. I realized I was grown when I didn't have to go to school in the fall anymore. I graduated, and it was like, damn, what's next? I spent all my life going to school. Summertime kicking it.
Big
September, I got the back to school shopping done. I'm in the next grade. I'm seeing my boys now, but after that, it was like, damn, I don't have that anymore. What's next? Here go adulthood. Like, okay. So I went off. My mom, hey, go to the Army. Cool. Went on and did that. We got home, and it was still like, man, okay, I did that. What is going on? Like when I got out there, I was scared as shit. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't, I was scared because I wasn't prepared. I was like, man, I was scared of making a mistake. I was scared of messing up. I was just scared like, oh, but as soon as I got out there, everything she taught me came to my mind. It would just be like, I was just firing off things like, I was prepared. I know how to go grocery shopping. I go to the grocery store buying the food. Man, I'm spending $100 coming home with 20 bags of food. So my food situation was straight for over a month. My bills are paid. All the lessons she taught me just came to light.
They clicked
now, yeah. So I was prepared. I was just scared because I was like, I never had to use those skills before. Now when I was out there, yeah, it was one time I had to come back home. Just came back home, I got sick, and stuff like that. Things just fell apart. But then really, it was like 3 months later, I was back out there and I ain't been back since because I had that plan. I knew where to attack it at and that. So that's where I started with my kids, 2 years old. It started with them cleaning up after themselves, their own room. Mm-hmm. I take them, and I ain't say just clean your room, because how would they clean their room if they
don't know?
Right. So I took them and like, we're gonna clean your room together, and I showed them this is what and this is what I wanted to look like. This is clean. Mm-hmm. And I didn't do it once because we're kids. It's repetition, muscle memory. So I kept doing it, and then after a while, I started pulling back a little bit further. Let them take a little bit more on. Okay, they got that part down. Pull back a little bit further. Okay, they got that part down. Pull back out the way altogether. They could do it all by themselves. At the age of 2 now, they cleaning rooms better than some grown-ups.
Talk about it.
And even the people around me. See, it's also the people around you too. You got to let them know this is how I'm raising this kid, my kid. You don't cut no corners with them. You do it exactly as I need you to do it with them, because they need the lesson. They need it. So now when people say, unless the rare occasion when I had to run to the store and if somebody watch my kids, I like, hey, make sure they clean their room. I'll be right back. They was ask my kids would come out and say, we're done. And they would say, are you done? Yeah. Is it clean? Yeah. Is it clean like your dad wanted? And they would say, let me go check.
They always say that. Let me go check. Let me go check.
Because when they come to me, I say, oh, you done? Yeah, I'm done. I go right behind them. I'm like, see this, you're not done. Start over again.
Right.
So they understood there's a certain standard. Now, I agree, it's a kid-to-kid basis because most kids, it's not the parents really that want to kick them out. They kick themselves out because they get 18 and they start feeling themselves. I'm 18. I'm grown. You can't tell me nothing.
Hey, Telly, your mom said,
hey, mom,
Charles said,
Mom's got something to say in the comment.
You talking about my baby brother?
Yeah, they talking about Charles. Charles, you listening, bro?
Hey, B, I was wondering when we was going to get to that comment. I was like, obviously, mom got something to say about Charles. Mom got something to say about Charles.
Hey, you might want to pull your mama to the side, tell her and talk about Charles a little bit.
Oh, no, we talk about him. My baby brother, he missed the ultimate failure to launch.
Oh, don't say that.
I'm telling you, man, my little baby brother, I'll be looking at him, I'm like, boy, you still in that house with that woman? You're a strong man. Because, you know, my mama is strong, man. My mama, hey, look, she know me and her throughout the years. She the ultimate clean freak. I'm talking about my mama a neat freak. That ain't never changed about her. I'm talking about a speck of paper hit the floor. She got to hurry up and get that up. I mean, she don't like dishes in the sink. She don't like dust on her walls. Dude, we were spring cleaning in December when I was a kid. Like, I'm like, man, that's for springtime.
I've seen through the comments. I don't want no smoke with moms. I'm good.
I commend her. I commend her that she's supporting you. You know, she's checking out what you're doing. You know what, Mom? You know, that's what moms do. And she gave your brother the same thing she gave you. And she looking at this Negro saying,
and that's the kid by kid situation.
And that's the kid by kid situation.
Yeah,
hey, 5 of us. It was 5 of us. Yeah, 5 of us, and we all got. Yeah, we got all the same treatment, man. All 5 of us. All of us are out the house. My sister, real estate. She on her own real estate thing. My brother Elmo into IT. He worked for the government. I'm a teacher. My brother Christopher, that's Christopher, and he doing his thing. He doing his own thing. But man, the thing was, dude, we had a mindset because she instilled in us from an early age. So when we got to 18, you know, it was. I know she worried about us because as a parent,
you worry about
my kids. And I know but you know what? She always told us. She prayed.
I was just going to say that because I have conversations with my mother all the time. And it's not that she worries, but she prays. She prays for our guidance. She prays for our safety. And she knows if we need anything, we know how to hotline her. You know what I'm saying? Right. I want to pick up on a point that T said, this comment that she said that I don't think any of us really mentioned about the whole kicking somebody out at 18. It takes a village to raise these children.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You got to have a solid circle to help these children. It's just not the parents that's in the house. It's the aunties, it's the Jodies and the uncles in the world that also helps these children as they're growing up and becoming 18 and being ready to be out here in the world. And T absolutely right. We leave our kids with Nick and T, the same expectations.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing. Now they may come across a little bit different than I do because I come a little bit rough. Yeah. But it's the same expectations, and it takes a village to raise these children. It's not just the parents in the house. So I just wanted to mention that real quick.
I'm on your head. I'm on their head just like you is.
Exactly.
Hey, when this little man walked through the house, boy, you done had a nap? Because nonsense over here.
I told Jody about my little one not having a nap. That's why he said that. That's why
you ain't had a nap. All right, hey, we got to figure something out, homeboy. You got to straighten out. Hey, listen. I'm firm. Hey, Yeah, Jay. We're gonna have a talk.
Hi.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to
Good
Family
morning.
Talk. What's good with you?
Hi. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So we're gonna have to talk. We're gonna have to talk our third topic, and then we're gonna listen. I know what topic I'm bringing in from Tuesday, by the way.
All right.
So the next question is: should you set boundaries towards certain individuals or everyone connected to them? So should you set boundaries?
Hey, let's start out with Miss Yvonne because she said yes.
Obviously, Miss Bond got something to say.
She got something to say.
She got something to say.
Listen, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. As a life coach, I get clients that I'm sitting either on the other side of the Zoom or the phone, like, why you ain't set that boundary? Girl, why you ain't set that boundary? You know, we have to set boundaries. We teach people how to treat us. So if you're saying, oh, they're mistreating me, you taught them that could happen. You know, as soon as someone does something that's not making you feel good, you have the ultimate right to say, back up, that doesn't make me feel good. If someone asks you to do something and you don't want to do it, you have the right to say, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that at this time, or I don't want to ever do that. And for some reason, the two letters together, N and O, is hard for us to deal with. This person, right? Boundaries are person by person's basis. You're absolutely correct. Yeah. But across the board, anyone that comes in my personal space, because see, the 6 feet during COVID didn't bother me because I've been telling people back up. They know anyone, you can be in my presence for 5 minutes and no, don't step to E like that. You know, because you may get your liver cut. I'm a very nice person, but you know, straight off the back, I'm not taking it.
Miss Yvonne got a knife on you.
You know, I'm not going to do that. You know, right. And I speak to people in a way to let them know I need you to respect me. And I also speak to them to let them know I need you to know I'm going to respect you. So straight out the gate, we got that. Right. We got that. Now, sometimes there's people that will shock you because you're rolling with them and then they do something and you're like, oh, I wasn't ready for that. But since you went there, let me put this fence here because now I know the colors of who you are. My mother used to say all the time, if you shut up and just listen for 20 minutes, every person you come in contact will let you know exactly who they are and how to interact with them. Absolutely. But because we're talking so much, we don't listen. We don't listen. So if you just listen, that person will let you know.
She is preaching though, T. She is preaching. Let me tap in real quick about this is something. If I have never taken anything from my mother or what she said, which I take a lot, but the main thing that she says that always sticks to my brain is that you got to know who you dealing with. You got to know what person you dealing with. And if you know who you're dealing with, you know what type of boundaries you can set. You know what type of boundaries you have with that person. You got to know who you're dealing with. Boundaries is a must. Like T said, it's a case-by-case situation. Boundaries should be held within your friendships. Boundaries should be held within your relationships. Boundaries should be held within where you work at. Boundaries should be held in the church. There's boundaries by case-by-case situations, but they should be held at all costs. So I just wanted to say that because every time I talk to my mother, it seems like she say it every time. You got to know who you dealing with, and that's how you handle these situations or who you dealing with. Like I know my fiance. I know how to deal with her. I know how to handle her. You know what I'm saying? She knows me. I know Jody. I know how to handle people in different situations. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to make that a point with this boundary thing. You got to know who you're dealing with and know who you're talking to. You know what I'm saying? Those fences, you may have to build those fences. Not to say you can't be cordial with a person. Not to say you can't be nice, but there is some type of lines, and I'm in with Miss Yvonne. That 6 feet rule thing, it didn't faze me neither. I got a circle, and if you break that circle, we got an issue. We got an issue. There's certain people I let within that circle, so that's my take on it. Jody, give us your take, brother.
First of all, I just want to piggyback on what Miss Yvonne said. That no thing. First of all, if you're dealing with me, understand this. No for me is a complete sentence.
A whole sentence, Jody.
No for me is a complete sentence. If you ask me something and I say no, I do not feel inclined to give you a reason why I said no. I am. Hey, the only 2 people, and I mean the only 2 people in this world, they get an explanation behind my no. All right, James and Joyce, and those are my mother and father. Other than that, Noah's everybody else getting no.
And you don't owe nobody that. You don't owe nobody your explanation.
Right, you're right. Out of respect, because those are my folks, those are my parents, I'm giving them that explanation. But other than that, no is a complete answer. No is a complete sentence for me. And that's that for me. No is complete sentence. And as far as setting boundaries, hell yes, you set boundaries to people. You know what I'm saying? Because and you just like your mom tell you, Brandon, my mama tell me this all the time. Understand there's a difference between associates and friends.
Yeah.
That's that. And so just like Miss Yvonne dropping that black woman wisdom on us, my mama dropped that too. Understand that there's a difference between not everybody's your friend. Make sure that's your associate. You know what I'm saying? That's something she used to tell me all the time. I'd be like, oh, that's my friend, that's my friend, that's my friend. She said, no, that's your classmate. That's your buddy. That's your homie. That ain't your friend. You know what I'm saying? And so not everybody's your friend. Not everybody is got your best interests out. Not everybody is rocking the same path as you. And something that I started living by, you know what I'm saying, as I got older, you know what I'm saying? I started to disassociate myself with people because you ain't got to be rich. You ain't even got to be really smart, but you have to have a plan. If you're going to be in my circle, you have to have a plan. Plan for the future of your life. Then what you're eventually doing by me hanging out with you is you distracting me from my plan. So either you have a plan that you're focusing on or you distracting me from my plan. For that part right there, I will not associate with you because you do not have a plan and you're not setting yourself up for a future. Like literally every single person that I hang around with, and I know I joke a lot, but ask yourself this: for the people that call me they damn friend, right? If I'm your friend, I guarantee you that person got a 4 to 5 year plan set for themselves. They have a plan. They have something going on. You cannot be around me with nothing going on, because if you have nothing going on, that means you have nothing to lose. Therefore, I'm like Miss Eva, I've set that fence. I've listened to you talk enough to know that you have nothing. Because when you don't have a plan, you don't have nothing to lose. You know what I'm saying? I got a career to lose. I got money to lose. I got time to lose. I got shit to lose. So therefore, you cannot associate yourself with me. I'm not messing around with nobody that got nothing to lose. So with that being said, I'm like Miss Yvonne. Fence going up. I'm talking about federal prison fence, barbed wires, electric, whole yard, fence going up.
Guard dogs, snipers.
because what happens is when you let people like that around that fence, they mess up your peace and they distract you from your purpose, especially with a lot of people being parents. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us kind of going through our own issues and stuff. It's like when you let somebody around you, you messing you up. And so you have to set that boundaries. And it's not even that. It's not even that, right? It's like I look at the people that you hang around, and it's just like I'm not gonna get caught up by no third party bullshit. So because you hang around that person who distracted, that means you distracted and you're not gonna distract me. So I will put a fence up and I will rock with you from a distance. You know, we can go to Top Golf, but after Top Golf, that's it. We have fun. We hit some balls around the Top Golf. We had fun. We shot some pools. We had fun. We went out to eat. But after that, that's it. Because you're not on the same path and wavelength that I am. You know what I'm saying? I wake up every morning trying to build something. Like, you see this podcast, I take this shit very seriously. You know what I'm saying? I understand this. For the people who are like, you know, Miss Yvonne and Miss J came up with us today, trust me, I've had a conversation with both of these young ladies, and they both came to me and had some good positive energy. They had a good mindset. They didn't seem like it was full of drama and messy. So that's why they're here, because they were interviewed before they got here. I've had a lot of people reach out to me trying to be on here, and you full of it and you can't come on.
That's a boundary.
So that's a boundary. That's my fence. Like I said, they made it past the fence because they seem to have good energy. So I'm with Missy Vine 1000%. That
Hey
fence.
Jody, you let them in the gate, huh?
I let they see. Hey,
I want to speak to what Jody said about, having people around you that have a plan. I grew up, my summers in the South, so Long Island, but I'm really country girl. And here it is. If you check out trees, there's such a thing called a sapsucker. Now, we said it as kids. We didn't realize there was such a thing called a sapsucker. And they attach themselves to the tree. They will wiggle underneath the bark. Now, the bark of a tree is its protective covering, right? So the sapsucker will go underneath the bark. It won't remove the bark. It will just slide underneath. And it will suck on the sap, because a tree is like your veins in your body. Your veins have blood, and that's why you live. It goes throughout your body. It gives nourishment. Same thing for a tree. Sapsucker will go and suck the sap and live off the sap of the tree. It doesn't give anything to the tree, but it takes away from the tree. And when there are multiple sapsuckers, the tree starts to decay. So here it is. When you have people around you that have no purpose,
she doing it,
they
T.
suck away what you have, and then they leave you decayed. If you don't want to be decayed, then don't be around people that are just going to live off of what you have. Now, I don't have a problem giving people what I have, but I know one thing: you better have something to give to me. Because when we come to this table, we all eating. I'm bringing the beans, but somebody's bringing the rice. Somebody's bringing the steak. Somebody's bringing the iced tea. I'm just not coming with beans and y'all eat my beans and I'll go home hungry. That's not happening here. Yeah.
Hey.
And we hang around a lot of people that are suckers.
There's a whole lot of black mom energy going on right now. That's what this
I got to give it to you.
Hey, this sounds like a whole lot of black mom energy right now. Golly.
Dropping gems. I see it, Cree. I'm going to cut it out. Don't believe me, Cree. I'm finna cut it out.
Well, Jody, you opened the gate for it, and I was just like, yeah, that's so true. And then people get up underneath there, and we're like, well, how'd you get there? Because there was a breach in your protective covering.
Miss Yvonne, this is all I got to say. Hold on.
Hey, let's let Jay speak. She been sitting there waiting patiently. She been agreeing.
Hold on. I'm gonna get like 2 seconds, right? Miss Andrews, I act like that. I've been hanging around your son too long.
Hey, Miss Andrews, he showed hell.
I've been hanging around Telly for a minute. She said, "You sound like Irie. I've been hanging around Telly for a minute."
Yeah, they both can get messy too. So let's understand that as well. They both can get messy.
Miss J, you've been waiting patiently. We've been waiting to hear you speak.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Absolutely.
Boundaries are very important. I been listening to Miss Yvonne speak, and she's a life coach. You're a life coach, Miss Yvonne?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. Boundaries are very important. I honestly just learned about boundaries, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I was with somebody for years who kind of, I'm not gonna say kind of, really took advantage of the situation. And I didn't learn anything about boundaries until I got out of that. He was a very narcissistic person. And that's a very traumatic experience to go through, to be honest. So I'm just learning about boundaries and having to be in that type of setting and relationship. I didn't know nothing about boundaries. I didn't know how to set them. I didn't know how to, that no was a complete sentence. Judge, I didn't know nothing about that because of the situation and where I was in, in life at that point. So now that I've come out of that setting, and I've grown into who I am. Boundaries are, I set boundaries with my parents. They can't say nothing to me too crazy. Like I don't need that. I like my space to be peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever is not trying to, connect with that peace or be in that peace, gotta go. I don't care who it is. I've been in turmoil and all the other stuff, for a long time. So peace is very important to me. So boundaries and peace and the 6 feet is very important to me. Um, I don't. Yeah, I wish you guys could have known me 6 months ago to see me now. I'm a totally different person. And boundaries and having to heal myself basically have brought me to where I am. And I'm super excited because boundaries are just, I don't have a problem with saying no at this at this point anymore with anybody. I don't have a problem with saying no.
I know
And
that's
I'll
right.
say it quick, fast, and in a hurry. And real, complete sentence like no. And let's just eat. So yeah, boundaries are very important, especially in anything but relationships. Ladies,
Yeah.
boundaries are important. I always
Yes.
know who you're dealing with. Some men are crazy. So know what you got going on and take care of yourself and be safe.
Absolute. Telly, you know what time it is. Drop it on us. You've been quiet.
Oh, I've been listening.
I know you
First,
have, and I know you got a story too.
I'm about to say,
oh,
we
you
know you got
already
a
know.
story.
you know, First and foremost, Jody, you just was welcome into the family. When my mama
Yeah,
gets
that's
me
that was
like that, dude, you in. That's an honor.
that's a
My
Damn.
mama
blessing.
don't like
Damn.
my mother don't like people. She really don't. But when she compliments you like that, the funny thing was when you was talking, I was like, man, that's what mother be saying. Jody sounded like he was raised by mother, and she happened to say it. So, when you said you've been hanging around me, that just come from her, man. All that I am and ever will be is credit to her. So you in, brother. You can come and get a plate of food or whatever. Get your
I
laundry
mean,
done.
hey, I plan on getting 2 plates while you playing.
I feel you. You'll fit right in. But boundaries, you learn it at an early age, man. In my house, when I was growing up, like what Jody said, there wasn't no such thing as friends. Those are your associates. Like you will know your true friends, but
Mm-hmm.
those are associates. My mama always told me the people in your life must have a purpose, serve a purpose for you. Just don't have people around you just to be around you, but they got
Mm-hmm.
to have a purpose. Can they help you in your time of need? You know, if they can't, then why are they there? And I'm looking like when I was growing up, I didn't understand that. I'm like,
And
but
you don't understand it.
but then when I got older, I was like, damn, she right. Why are they around me? What purpose do they serve? She always said it's okay to cut people off. Like, hey, you can be cool with them, but if they don't have the same vision, focus as you and going in the same direction, that's fine. When they go to do their thing, hey, I'll catch you later. I'm on a mission. I know, hey, we'll link up later, but you can't come on this journey with me because you're going in a different direction. And I don't need that right now. So I do that with my kids. I teach them boundaries. You
Mm-hmm.
know, in my house, I call my kids sir and ma'am. They got, hey, daddy, yes, sir. My daughter, hey, daddy, yes, ma'am. And I'm the adult. So I'm teaching them there's respect. People got to give you your respect. Because when they out here and somebody talk to them, flip like, wait a minute, my dad don't even talk to me like that. Hold on. We got a problem. I'm I want them to learn that there are boundaries. People got to respect you, but you respect people also.
Absolutely.
But if somebody is not respecting you, hey, put your foot down and be like, hey, better watch who you talking to. Better watch who you coming at. And I'm like, and that's a very important lesson. And it doesn't matter who. I tell my kids, if I done something to you and it doesn't sit right with you, it is okay to come and talk to me
It's
about
okay to don't come at me sideways, but it's very
Right,
okay for
right.
you to come and talk to me about anything that I may have said that was
Ex-
wrong or anything like that. So I give you that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because just because I'm the parent don't mean I'm always right.
That
You
part.
know,
Mhm.
so they are allowed to come and talk to me because I was always allowed to talk to my mom about anything. If something was going on, I can come talk. And people didn't understand that. You know, people were like, you let them talk to you like that? We wasn't getting smart. We was just expressing our opinion because we was always respectful to our mom. But, you know, the old school is, you know, I'm the parent. What I say goes, that's that. You know, but that's not that because kids are just little people. That's all. They have issues and problems, not on the same scale as us at the moment, but they still are issues and problems in their world that is important to them. You know, the one thing I say that makes me an effective parent is I remember my feelings of as a kid growing up. I know what it feels like. You know, I remember all the things that I thought was crucial growing up. Those things were important to me. You know, because I was a kid. That's my world. Those things were important in my world. So I needed those issues addressed as such. You know, as I grew older, then of course, as we grow older and become adults, our problems evolve into something different. But when I look at my children, you know, they come and tell me, oh, well, this person at school did this, that, and the other. And I'm like, okay, I understand that as they get older, that ain't gonna be a thing, but right now it's a thing for them. So let
Right.
me help them address that. So everything can be right in their world. You know, it doesn't do us any good as adults to say, what problems you got? You ain't got no problems. That's bullshit. They got
Yeah.
problems.
That's a stigma that black folk use all the time.
Yeah.
Really
When,
gotta
when
correct
these
Like, they got
children have problems, just because
Yeah,
they're not dealing with problems on an adult level doesn't mean they don't have a problem.
exactly. You know, I heard plenty of adults say, you ain't got no problems. You don't pay
You don't
bills.
know what a
You don't
problem
have to
is.
worry about this, you know, or
Mhm.
that. And I'm like, no, they don't pay bills. They can't. They're kids. Don't mean that they don't have problems. You know, their problems on a smaller scale than ours,
Right.
but there's still problems for them. So
Mhm.
And
we
it's the
need to
big
help
yeah.
them address those problems. You know, how to handle those situations. You know, give them the tools because those tools are universal. You can use them from when you're small problems, and as you get older, your bigger problems. But you gotta equip them with that.
Mhm.
Somebody in your space, you don't have to take that. Back up. You know, tell them back up. You be respectful about it. You ain't got to snap.
Mhm.
You're like,
Right. You
hey,
ain't
can you
gonna be
please,
nasty.
hey, can you please, you know, give me my space? You know, it's okay to say no. You know, got a story about saying no. When I was younger, my mama can attest to this. I was such a big-hearted person that my mama used to say, I'm gonna die trying to save the world. Because I tried to save everybody. I used to bring homeless people home. She had to yell at me about that. You know, like, hey, they need a place to stay. You know,
Jesus.
But not here. But yeah, you're right.
Right.
They need a place to stay.
and I didn't understand that. I'd be like, they need help. But my mother also taught us to help people. As a kid, all I heard was help people. It's help people when you can and not at the expense of yourself. That part I miss. All I heard was help people. So I bring homeless people home. Like, hey, they need food, they need shelter. We got it.
Need clothes.
Right. When I got older, I was like, somebody bring somebody to my house that I ain't know. I'm like, hey man, who the hell is this? It's like,
Mhm.
hey, no,
Yeah.
they can't stay here.
Yeah.
I mean, I realized, but that was taught by me, but I totally ran with it. Like save the world. But I had to learn you can't save everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You can't help everybody. People have to want to help themselves.
That's
You
what
can
Chris
help
just
them
said.
if they want to help. If they need help and you seeing they trying and they helping themselves, by all means, do what you can, but don't take away from yours, to help them. Mother always told us, God help those who help themselves. That's what she said. Grew up hearing that all the time. And now it's like, yeah, if I see somebody struggling, but they need some help and I got it, hey, come on, I'm gonna help you. Now, like Yvonne was saying about the sap sucker, man, I had to let go a lot of them.
Yeah.
Like this person is just sucking my energy, but not giving me anything in return. I mean, I'm destroying myself trying to help somebody, trying to save somebody, and they ain't even doing it themselves. They just kicking back, getting help from this person, that person, this person, but all this help they're getting and they're not doing anything with it. Oh, you on a free ride. It's time for me to pull over and let you out the car. So yes, teach boundaries starts at home, starts with your children, and also be an example. Because when your kids are looking at you, every move you make, they looking at you and they absorbing it. If they see you not letting people mistreat you, they're gonna be like, okay, cool. That's the way I'm supposed to be. But if they see you out here just getting used or using folks or all this other sideways stuff, then they were like, oh, that's the way I'm supposed to be. But that's not right. So that's all I got to say about that.
Man, listen, let me tell y'all. We kind of went over what we usually do, but I love conversations like this because I learn something new every time. Especially with what Miss Yvonne just said with the sap sucking thing. I know I've heard it before, but it's good to reconnect with what I've heard before. So it was great, man. Hey, Jody, if you want to put that clapping back on, because everybody was dropping gems today. I think
everybody was dropping gems tonight, bro.
Everybody was dropping gems, and
everybody was dropping gems tonight. But it's always good to hear the true definition of an old school term.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's always good. And like I said, sap sucker was a new one for me.
Yeah.
You never heard the term sap sucker?
I've heard the term sap sucker, but it's one of them things like when you hear an old term and then when you finally hear the true definition of it.
Oh, what it is, you never knew. Okay.
I heard of sap sucker. It was like kind of like a general idea, but you breaking down the definition and kind of fitting it into the boundaries conversation was like, damn, that's why it's like, boy, she preached. I'm gonna change your name.
It was one of those things when I heard it is that I heard my grandfather say it before. And I was young to where I didn't understand it. So you just explained that story, and I'm like, that's what he was talking about. You know what I'm saying? So I've heard it before, but for you to put it in pure definition as I'm an adult now and I can better understand it, that was amazing. So listen, I know we coming to the end, but we appreciate Miss Yvonne and Jay jumping on the show. Coach A was here earlier, man. Hey, we appreciate all y'all jumping on, talking at the Family BBQ. Y'all are more than welcome anytime to pull back up on us and drop some more gems with us. We'd love to get to know you lovely ladies a little bit better. Let me go ahead and shout out everybody in the comments that was with us today. Miss Carolyn Andrew had Mama on today, as always. Chris, another one of our faithfuls. T, Lucretia popped up on us. There's some other people that popped up on us as well. There's a lot of y'all to name, but we appreciate all the love and the support. Jody, tell me, do we got any news or anything that we need to push out? Y'all make sure y'all go check out Cree Book, all things.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep preaching to y'all about going to go check out
My
Cree and
dog Creed's book.
getting to
All
know
things
Cree.
new.
All Things New is on Amazon, and you can get the audio on Kindle.
I'd love
Also,
to have her on my show.
absolutely, Cree. We can hook y'all up. If you're still watching, Cree, we're gonna get you hooked up with Miss Yvonne. She'd love to have you on her show.
I can talk about her show because she got a show too. Matter of fact,
Absolutely, yeah. Let's plug in y'all podcasts. Yeah, let's plug
Miss
them in.
Yvonne, I got a podcast on Tuesday. I got some degenerates that need some life. If you want to come hang out with us on Tuesday, I got some people that might need some life counseling.
Don't act like you ain't one of them degenerates.
Hey, I'm gonna get some life counseling on the slide. I just might take it and not say nothing.
I would love to, but my show is Determined Women of Destiny on YouTube. Right now, I'm gearing up for season 5. She's a game changer. And my show highlights women doing amazing things. This season is because you see the gray. I'm a woman of a certain age. So this season is highlighting women of a certain age that made that shift. Okay. You know, I have one woman that started out as a model and she went back to the work world, and now she's on TV. I have one woman that takes fabric and she creates eyewear, African fabric, lenses, no lens eyewear. You know, I just have some really, I'm not going to say this. You have to watch, but this one person is a beast when it comes to videos. And if I say her name, you'd be like, what? Yes, child. So the show will be starting in April every Sunday, 3 p.m.
Absolutely. And what's the name of the podcast again, Miss
It's
Yvonne?
Determined Women of Destiny.
And it's on YouTube, right?
It's on YouTube, yes.
Absolutely.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
And I'm sorry, but I have to go. I have to get prepared for my next meeting. Thank you all for letting me come.
Thank you.
Today. This was so much fun. Your topics were amazing. Appreciate and I hope that people really got good information because all of you put some great stuff out there. And Miss J, I'm glad that you learned to say no and keep it on the tip of your tongue. Write it on a piece of paper so you can walk around the room with
it. That's what's up. That's
your best friend. I don't know how to get out of here. I don't want to cut the whole show off.
Well, we got you. We'll get you going. All right. Thank you.
Time, everybody be well.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Bye.
Ms. J, you got a podcast too, right?
Hold on. Unmute your mic. Hold on.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Podcast too, right?
Okay. Yes, I do have a podcast. It's called Black Dialogue. It is on Spotify. I haven't started my YouTube page yet. It's very new. I just started this in December. I've always wanted to start my podcast, but I've kind of procrastinated around it. And one day I literally just woke up and started recording and started putting out my podcast. And it's a little bit about everything. It's self-therapy for me because of the things I've gone through. And I'm dropping a lot of gems on relationships and sex and narcissistic behavior. So I would love for, everyone to go out and check it out. It's called The Black Dialogue on Spotify. I do a lot of cussing. I say what I want on there. If you get offended easily,
we got a show called Real Talk Tuesday with that. We don't care about that.
She said narcissism. I'm like, girl, you talk about my ex?
Oh my God. That's what's up. You said it's on Spotify right now?
It is on Spotify. It's not on YouTube yet, but be looking out for it.
Absolutely. Right. Absolutely. Everybody that's listening.
Hang out.
Yeah, everybody that's listening, y'all hook up on these podcasts. Y'all like and subscribe to their podcasts as well. We got to plug ourselves. Y'all like, subscribe to us. Let's shout out Coach A. He was just here. Let's shout out Nick, Nate, Jimbo, and Cree. We would have loved the whole cast on it. This has been a great conversation for the whole cast to be here, but unfortunately we couldn't have them. So definitely want to hook up back up with you, Miss J, in the near future. Jump on your podcast and talk about some things as well. I think that's it, y'all, man. I think that's it. If I'm missing anything, y'all let me know.
Well, tomorrow, Jody and I, and hopefully Jimbo, will be doing a show highlighting all the sports news that's going around this week and last week.
We got a
You
show
know, so
tomorrow at 8. So that
At
means telly time, 7 o'clock, telly time central.
yes,
Central.
7 Central,
Yeah,
8
Central.
Eastern.
Bet.
Um,
Bet.
so this would be
So,
something like this is like the rebranding of our final round boxing cast. Now we're just going to encompass all the sports. So tomorrow we're just going to be talking about NFL and
so
All
y'all
the
pull
free
up.
maybe something. Yeah. So we come check us out. Excuse me. Let us
Absolutely.
know how you like it, and then we're gonna get this thing up and rolling. You know, make it a regular thing, and so that
Absolutely.
way you can get your sports info. And also, ladies, we're still looking for a couple of ladies for a Wednesday podcast. You know, feel free to hit me or Jimmy up. You know, so we can discuss. Give you a platform to talk about all things women, no matter what it is. So it's
Absolutely.
like the female version of Real Talk.
She
Oh,
raised
right
her hand.
there.
She raised her hand. She raised
Oh,
her
hey,
hand.
we can get together then.
So Jay, you gonna hook up with Uncle Pudge and Chef Jimbo, the Not Your Average Chef, and they gonna holler at you and see what's starting.
Yeah.
Most
Please,
definitely.
feel free to hit me in the inbox.
Sure.
If you want to take down my number, I'll give you my
Okay.
number. You can text me.
Okay.
All right.
You know, and we can sit down and tell you what we're looking for and the formatting of everything. It's pretty much. Jody,
Absolutely.
cut that phone off.
Which y'all can get that information off the air.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
hey, family members, like I said, we love the conversation today. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Of course, Family Talk loves everybody. This is your boy, the CEO, B. You got Jody, the podcast king, Uncle Pudge, Mr. Puppy Power, Mr. Who Loves Your Baby, and Jay. We
Yes.
appreciate you again for popping up on us. We will see y'all real talk. Actually, we'll see y'all tomorrow on the sports show. So y'all pull up on us on that, and then real talk on Tuesday, and we'll see y'all next Saturday. Peace.
All right.